Hi guys and ladies, I really miss cheeseburgers and especially patty melts. My low-carb diet makes bread off limits though. Eating a burger without bread is, well, I don't know, insipid. And to solve this quandary, I've been examining hundreds of recipes and I've come up with this nutty idea. It might just work. What I'm going to try to do now is slice these onions this way. I had to get a bigger bowl for these onions. I'm going to saute these in butter right now. And also I've got some mushrooms. Mushrooms, of course, are optional for patty melts, but I'm going to throw them in anyway. You know, I might as well take this chance to tell you the famous celebrity food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks herself, is coming over for dinner tonight. And, well, I have to admit to you that even though we've been seeing each other for going on 50 years, I don't seem to have the nerve to ask her to marry me. You know, fear of rejection and whatnot. She and I go back a long, long way. I think if I emphasize or illustrate to her just how long our friendship has endured, I can get her to suggest marriage. It just might work. Let's get on with this cooking. Okay, first I'm going to put an entire stick of butter into this pan. Low-carb people know that butter is really good for us. We lose weight and our blood work actually comes out better when we eat lots of butter, so don't hesitate. Put it in there, buddy. Since I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going to put this on medium heat. That's always safe. Wow. These are about half cooked now, so I'll add the mushrooms. I don't know the order of things. What I have here in the bowl are 4 tablespoons of reduced sugar ketchup. What I'm doing now is adding 3 tablespoons of ballpark mustard. That's a specialty of our region here. Now I'm adding about a half teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Keith Batag calls it, "What's this here sauce?" Here I'm adding a half teaspoon of Lowry seasoned salt. I'm putting in a half teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm just going to mix this up and set it aside. Look how beautifully the onions have caramelized and reduced. The mushrooms look just right too, nice and dark. Time to remove the contents. Oh yeah. The secret to these beauties is low heat. I found that out. Look at that. You could cook them, I think, forever. They just get better. I'm going to start cooking the meat now. I have 1.5 pounds of ground chuck. I didn't want to use overly greasy ground beef because then it might soak through the wraps I have planned. So here I'm adding about a half teaspoon of Lowry seasoned salt. Remember that mixture of condiments? Well, here it goes now into the pan. You know, a friend of mine, Rick, from Cooking with Rick, has asked me to give him a shout out. I'm happy to do it because he's a great cook. He's a young man, but he cooks far beyond his years. I don't know how he knows so much. He can cook circles around me. I highly recommend his channel, Cooking with Rick. I'll have a link in the notes. I'm just going to put it in this bowl now. What I have in my hand is Joseph's lavash bread, and it's low carb, and it's whole wheat and other stuff that's, you know, good for you. So each serving's only 4 grams. That's like a half of what they call a bread. 4 grams. So the whole thing, if you eat a whole big thing like this, it's only 8 net grams of carbs. Not bad. So what I'm going to try to do is roll all our fixings up into this, and then fry it in that hot grease. You know, sort of like a patty melt. Here's what I've done. I've wiped the pan pretty clean, and I put about a half stick of butter in the pan. What I'm going to do is wrap all these ingredients up in a wrap, and I'm putting them in the pan to sort of fry them as you would a grilled cheese or a patty melt sandwich. So first I'm laying out 3 slices of cheese, overlapping them. They're Swiss cheese. Now I'm going to put a good helping of our meat mixture, maybe 1/3 of it, 1/4 of it. Now let's add a good amount of those onions and mushrooms. Oh yeah. Wow, that looks good. If only I could wrap it up. Let's try it with just 2 pieces of cheese on this one. Well, we have this on medium heat. Look at these. Just one is more than a meal. Let's try it. Just toast them a little. I'm going to set the oven to warm. That way when Miss Lulu Cheeks arrives, these will still be warm. Let me try flipping them over. Oh yeah, like the bread on a patty melt. Now we want all that cheese to melt inside. They're looking good. Here we are with that celebrity food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks. Thank you so much for stopping by. Did you like the patty melt, Miss Cheeks? Oh, yes. I can say Lulu now, right?
Right, yes.
Oh,
it's very good.
You tried them.
It was delicious.
It was a little too clumsy to eat on camera, but it was good.
Delicious. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Delectable.
Thank you. You know, Miss Cheeks, I mean Lulu, an old Marx Brother movie is on TV in just a few minutes. Would you like to stay and see it?
Sure.
Oh, great. Speaking of old movies, you know, last night I was watching old 8mm films of us back in 1969. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was able to make a few still photos from the film. And would you like to see them?
Sure.
I would like you to keep them.
Oh, sure. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Where'd you... Oh, right.
You know what,
where
Miss...
Where have those years gone?
You know what, Miss Cheeks? I get all mushy and sentimental when I think of how long we've been friends. I've been wanting to ask you something for 50 years now, but it's hard for me. Maybe you can help finish my question. And here it is. Don't you think it's time that you and I get, and then the last word is a hint. It starts with M.
Get moving?
Moving?
We don't want to miss the Marx Brothers.
Oh, right. Oh.
Perhaps you'll think I'm forward, but last night when I first saw you...
And slammed the door in my face.
I realized that you're the man I've been dreaming of.
What do you eat before you go to bed?